What's up, guys? HOTSHOTFRONTIER back at it again with another video. And in this video, guys, we're gonna be doing a rogue tier list for December 2023. And guys, we're also doing a giveaway on this video, but make sure you keep watching so you can catch the giveaway. So let's go ahead and get right into this one. Of course, top rogue, viable option. We have could win locals, dedicated player. We have copium, of course, because some decks are just copium. So let's start off with Drytron. And Drytron, honestly, could win locals in my opinion. It could be a viable option, sort of, but at the same time, there are a lot of Bestials still in the format. You have DD Crow, a lot of stuff to like kind of interrupt the deck, of course, and not let it do what it wants to do. It could turn skip you. It could actually stop all of your monster effects. So if you have no hand traps when you open up against them and they're going first, it's gonna be a rough time for sure. So still a very, very good deck and could 100% win locals. Next up we have our Salamangreats, and Salamangreats definitely either go like viable option or go top rogue. For now, I actually will put this at top rogue just because Salamangreats, since they came out, it was such a top strategy. Like it was just back-to-back Salamangreat wins here and there. Plus with the new support is good. I just feel like with all the other decks out right now, it's harder to compete. But for Rogue, 100%, it's a very balanced and based strategy. So I would definitely put it at top of Rogue. But of course, guys, if you disagree, let me know down below. Where would you put this deck or any other decks on the tier list? And if I missed anything, of course, let me know down below, of course, like you guys always do. So let's go ahead and get into our next one. We have Gold Pride Punk, and definitely a viable option. I made a mistake and I actually didn't put this on my budget tier list because it 100% is budget and it's such a great strategy for synchros too. So I want to say that eventually we're going to see more of this and hopefully we'll see some tops again like it used to do, because we haven't seen as much representation as we want to with this deck, especially it being such a great strategy. Now for Rika Sun Avalon, unfortunately, I might have to go Copium. Unfortunately, it's just not the best. Come on, guys. 100% top rogue strategy. It's a truly unique strategy that can trip your opponent's monsters. It can dodge a lot, and it's just, overall, it's very strong. Like, European tournaments overseas, this deck always tops. And we haven't seen new support for this deck in a while. Plus the fact that so many diverse decks have come out since then, and it's still such a great strategy. I always put this on my watch out for. You should definitely watch out for these decks list for my meta tier list videos if you guys check that out. And yeah, it never leaves there because it's just a very strong strategy you should always watch out for. Going on to our next one, we have Ultra-Guys. And Ultra-Guys, they could win locals. I'm kind of in between. If I had a tier between both viable and could win locals, for now we're gonna put could win locals. So Geist has not received any new support post Duelist Nexus, but the monster it did receive, the Link monster, is pretty much a snatch steal monster, which is really cool for a strategy. Unfortunately, it's weird because it used to be just like other trap-based decks. Had to be a few picks, but mainly you want to set 4 or 5 traps and pass. Now it's more of like a slight combo strategy, and it runs to the issue that a lot of combo strategies run into where you're getting hand trapped to death, but you're not a full like combo strategy, so you're having difficulties with that, still getting through and pushing through and having your really strong board, right? Now you could add a really good engine into the deck and kind of help fix the consistencies of that, but cards like Fenrir help the deck too, because when you combine that with something like Meluseek, you can actually go ahead and wipe your opponent's board out. So a lot of great interactions even without the engine. So you have to wait and see where the deck will go, but I'm very confident that the deck will do well over time, and you can definitely win locals for sure. Going on to our next one, we have Black Wings, and Black Wings, personally, come on guys, go Blackwing fan, definitely top rogue. Personally, I would actually put this like viable option, or I would put it like lowest of top rogue. There are so many ways you could play this deck. I love that it got new support, and it's just such a good feeling. Like, you don't understand. You could do the Calamity Lock with this strategy. You could actually just summon 3 of the Black-Winged Assault Dragons on your field. Every time your opponent activates one effect, 2100, of course, burn damage per effect. So they're not activating that many, and they're going to burn themselves to death. So a lot of fun ways to play this, and it's one of those decks too where a lot of people don't know what the effects do, so you can get away with a lot of stuff against your opponent. It's just so great. And this card, Chinook, as well, is so good because it's a impermanent hand and you control a black green monster, but I could talk about black greens all day. Personally, it's a great, strong combo-based deck, and come on, 5D's era. Let's go. Moving on, we have Marine Cess, and Marine Cess is definitely top rogue. I would actually put it above Salmon Great. Let me know how you guys think about that. You feel about that. But personally, it's just so strong. Marine Cess Wave is a great drop card, and you can activate it in the hand as well. Plus, you have a huge arsenal of hand traps that you can run in the deck, non-engine cards. So in a format like this where we're still playing draw and lock burden cards like that, it's important to have a huge pool of hand traps to kind of go from and change up and see what's good for the current situation you're in. Personally, it's just such a strong deck, and it's so cheap too. This is not a budget tier list, but the deck is so cheap, guys, to make. Next up is Dinos, and Dinos are definitely a viable option above a Gold Pride for sure. This deck is amazing. It's such a great way to just get rid of your opponent's monsters. You can use cards like Miscellaneous Storage to protect your plays, and it's also a starter too. I hope it goes back to 3. I keep saying this, but I don't think Konami's watching. Maybe one day though. But yeah, this deck is amazing, and the support it got post Wild Survivors is really good for the strategy. So can't wait to see where we can kind of take this in the future. It's definitely 100% win locals. I want to see it more back on the regional level eventually at some point, right? So I always love to see Tri-Brigade. I'm going to put this at viable option. This, of course, is Tri-Brigade mixed with Fire Kings, because you can send the Charade from your extra deck to grave and add your level 1 Fire King monster from your deck to hand. So it's a nice way to get into your starter, of course, for the combos. But maybe later down the line, we'll see more of a stronger Tri-Brigade engine. Personally, I love how we're seeing more of these like 2020 decks make a comeback. It's awesome to see in today's format. So actually, I love to see Makonko in any tier list video, because personally for me, it's like its own personal like anti-meta strategy. I love it. I'm gonna actually put this at top rogue. So this deck is pretty insane going first. Second, it's really insane, but you can actually set up a huge board against your opponent. And personally, I mean, a lot of times I don't think they will know what your cards are doing too, so it has that effect of mystery. Like, I have to reread your cards. Oh no, like I don't play the strategy side. I really need to see like what's going on here. And you're playing a lot of older like equipped spells like Axe of Fools, which is really cool to see in a format like this. So personally, I think it will always be like a top rogue strategy unless they hit a few cards. And personally, I mean, the support it got after Duelist Nexus, I believe, increased the power of the deck by a lot. So Dynamorphia, oh man, Sparkman's gonna kill me. Copium, no. Actually, I'm gonna put a deck here. Player. Reason being is that you really need to know the ins and outs of the strategy. It's really good going first because, of course, it's a trap-based strategy. It's slightly bad going second because it's hard for you to start your plays. But also, it's really bad in time because, again, you're constantly, halving. And when you go into time, that's it. Your opponent wins. Other than that, the deck is really cool, and I love how it interacts with your deck, and you're summoning different extra deck monsters. Like Rexstorm is such a great monster floodgate. It's just, unfortunately, it's just how the deck operates. It's hard to go into things like time overall, right? Moving on, we have Copium Elage. Unfortunately, this is not 2020. Elage is not the best trap deck anymore. We have something, of course, like Labyrinth, but Elage, I always love Elage. I think that it will make a comeback. It's just that a lot of cards like to interact with being destroyed, like Unchained. You have Tierlist, you have even Fire Kings now, so it's just not the vibe right now for Elage. But I really hope it comes back in the future for sure. I've heard rumors that an Emancipator might come back, so gotta bring Elage back 100%. We have Heroes, and Heroes, I would actually say I would put it above in terms of viability right now, because remember, we have something called legacy support, and Heroes are part of that. They do continuously get legacy support, which is not the worst. I mean, come on, this is our childhood if you watch the show, and it's just so great to like take this to a tournament or a local and just do very well with it. I believe a top 8 deck profile of for Heroes. It was at a regional. It wasn't a YCS, but really nice to see too. I would love to see them getting first place at a regional or again a YCS. Awesome to see. I mean, this deck is just constantly going to get support, so it's gonna happen at one point, right? Talking about Dark Worlds, guys, definitely it's a viable option. The only problem it really has right now is something like Draw Lockbird, because it will prevent you from hand looping your opponent, going for that game win, and that's one of the main issues it has right now. Of course, there's stuff like the Bystials too in the format. But once our format sort of gets settled and see, where we kind of land on those type of cards, if they slowly leave the format, this deck will 100% pop off, like no doubt. Gen and Ken 100% pop off. Moving on, we have the super heavy samurais, and this might be a dedicated player, to be honest. I mean, pure 100%. We haven't seen a lot of movement on that. We have seen some people win locals with the deck, but personally, I think overall it goes to a dedicated player. You might see this as a small engine too in certain decks. So the engine itself will not be completely dead. The deck itself might be slightly dead, but only time will tell. 100%, right? So personally, I think that Sorcerer actually will go top rogue, pretty much because I think with this format, how diverse it is, it gives it a chance to actually show off its best stuff. And it has been overshadowed by stuff like Kashtira, tier elements, not even being able to go into the combo itself. So it's time to actually show what it's got. And if you can kind of go into Baron, of course, Baronet, you protect your plays, you set the Sword Soul Blackout too for even more interruption. I can't wait to see hopefully more like regional tops, YCS tops. It'll be great to see for this synchro based strategy. And before we get into our next one, guys, I want to show you the giveaway. We're giving away a BLS binder plus a matching field setter. So if you guys are interested in that, go ahead and click the link down below to my Instagram and follow the rules for that. This is a end of the month giveaway. I want to give back to you guys, of course. Subscribe to the channel. Definitely go ahead. I want to go ahead and give back to the people who are supporting me. So let's get right back into the video, guys. And we are going on to Runic. Runic is nice too. It might either go... Actually, I would have to put it top rogue, right? I mean, Joshua Smith won with Runic Bystial. Amazing. That's like his 5th or 6th title. That's insane. Joshua Smith might actually be competing with Jesse Cott in terms of YCS wins. I think, honestly, he might have more. I'm not too sure. But, wow, you can do Runic Bystial. You can do Runic Horus, which is actually very popular as well. And for Rogue, that's not bad. With what the Runic cards do and then what the Horus cards do. Anything you really want to put this with, you want to put this Sprite as well. Just so many options. And I think, honestly, it is a top Rogue choice. Going on to Exo Sisters. I don't think Exo Sisters are copium, personally, because I definitely believe in the deck. It can run D-Shifter, and any deck that runs D-Shifter is such a great strategy. So I would actually put for right now, it could definitely win locals. I've seen it win locals too. Unfortunately, it just has a harder time at the regional level or even at the YCS level. But hey, it's such a great strategy for in terms of rank 4s as well. So later down the line, we'll see what happens. I'm hoping to get more support or just a different way to play this strategy. Next up is the fan favorite deck, guys. Sky Strikers. Definitely not mine though, 100%. But personally, the deck has gotten so much new support, and it just hasn't been doing much, but it could definitely win locals for sure, and it's getting further support as well. Like, could you imagine if like 2019 Sky Striker players saw that support in the future they're getting? They lose their mind. They would absolutely lose their minds. But yeah, it definitely can win locals. It's not as strong as it used to be. Next up is Fluunderies, and of course, top rogue strategy. This deck is amazing. I love strategies that play D-Shifter and evenly match in the main deck. That's pretty much all I gotta say about that. But come on, guys, you don't like the birds? Like, what's going on? Now we have Virtual World and Virtual World. I would actually put either Copium. It's like teetering Copium, I'm gonna be honest with you. It would be like top of Copium or like dedicated player. You could, as a dedicated player, you could definitely pilot this deck. It's harder too because it's hand dependent. The Crimson Dragon stuff did help the deck out, but it's still hard, like, just to even play the deck. Guys, for sure, I hope this deck gets better. I mean, if you can find like an engine to kind of make this deck a lot more consistent, because I think the consistency is one of the main issues with the strategy. It has some amazing end boards, but just getting there is one of the huge problems with it. This deck will be a lot better for sure, but for me, like I said, it's teetering like Copium or just like lowest for dedicated player. But looks like that's the end of our video, guys. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a huge like. Comment down below if you guys agree for our picks or what else should we have added in. If you guys are not subscribed to the channel, what are you doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so you're updated the moment I upload new videos. Remember guys, we're running this giveaway till the end of the month, so make sure you go ahead and go down below in the description, hit the link, and go and follow the rules and see how you can win this binder. But guys, that's it for me. I hope you have a great rest of your day or night, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.